Now that you have your panels made and you've put your accent pieces on, you have to make it into a bag. Right now it's just 2 pieces. And the reason you put right sides together is so that when you turn it out, you won't see the seams. So this is so basic to sewing that sometimes tutorials don't talk about it. So that's why I'm here, trying to show you very simple techniques. Because I want these front and back together, I see they're not exactly the same size because it's not, I didn't measure correctly. I did something wrong. I'm not perfect. So to make, so that this bag will end up looking correctly, I'm putting this seam with where the panel is touched to this, and I'm going to make this seam where the panel is there, and it's going to hang over a little bit on this side, and it's going to hang over a little bit on that side. And so it's going to end up looking better if the seams are matched. I thought about it, and I thought about it, and I could. No, this is the best way to do it. So I'm matching this up. I'm coming down here, and I'm seeing that these are matching up. I want to pin this so that, just to make sure, this is the bottom, because this is where my top panel is going to go. I want to make sure that these seams are sewn open like this. So I'm going to put a pin on this so that when I run across the seam, it won't turn over on me. This is going to get boxed, and if I can get done with this part of the instruction, I'm going to show you how to box it. If I don't, it'll be in another video. It just depends on how long this takes me to explain things to you. Now, we're not going to sew across this because this is my top panel, okay? We're going to sew this way. So I'm going to sew 1/4 of an inch down here, across here, and up here. And I see that I don't have this straight up here. I'm just pulling this apart, pulling this together. See these 2 seams? I'm making sure that they're together. See, I'm matching this up with this. I know I'm not going to worry about that not being straight because I'm going to be over here sewing this, but I want to keep this straight. I don't want this to move or slide around on me while I do my 1/4 of an inch down here. So let's go ahead and do that. And maybe I can get to the boxing. Can you see my sewing machine? All right, here we go. All right. I'm just going to start at one end, go all the way down and across and back up. And then I'm going to show you how to box it. 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. Now, see, it's trying to turn down on me. I put my pin over here, and I should have put it right there. I'm stopping within 1/4 of an inch. Let's see how well I did. Nope, I went too close. So rather than backing up, I'm just going to lift my needle up and move. I just had to move it a tiny bit, maybe the length of 1 stitch. And it won't matter because I'm going to box that anyway. I'm going to be cutting that off. Make sure that doesn't turn up on you as you go across it. That's what that pin was for. Oh, I don't know what just happened. Hold on. It bunched up on me somehow. Why are you doing that? Don't do that. I think it was bunching up because I was going across that seam. I stopped exactly at 1/4 of an inch. So here we go. Let's go up this side. It's happening again. And I'm glad that you're seeing this happen to me, because I'm going to just cut this off right here, because I don't want this to happen up here at the top. I don't know, I don't understand what is happening. It's okay. All right. I think I'm going to just back down here and start over. This pull, for some reason, it pulled it over. See, the stitch line is here, and that's at the edge of this fabric, and that's going to pull off. So I'm going to have to adjust my seam allowance and make this, I'm just going to gradually make it a little bit deeper, just gradually. I'm giving you secrets of how to fix things when they go wrong. The reason I'm going over and making this actually 3/8 of an inch is because that thread would pull through. So now I've got it over here. I've got a solid 1/4 of an inch here, and here it's 3/8 of an inch. I think it's going to forgive me in the long run when we finish putting it together. Now, I do want to show you how we're going to box these corners. Let me take these out. Let me see if you can see me. No? I'm going to show you how to box these corners. There's 2 methods. One very important thing to do is to make sure that you cut the excess off here. Cut it very, very close. But don't cut it off. Don't cut the threads. Cut this, we call this mitering the corners when you're cutting the excess material away from it so that you don't have that bulk in your way. You want to open your material up and you're going to, hold on. This is, I'm actually going to attempt to show you a new method. I'm going to show you my method. My method, the method I learned how to do, and I always do, is simply to bring these two seams together. And it's so important that you match up these seams. Can you see me? Okay, it's so important that you match up these seams that you can actually put a needle through one side and see it didn't match up. Okay, my pen is going through this seam and coming out the other side on that seam. Another way you can do it is lay your material this way. You can actually, the method I just recently learned how to do, she laid these together and she made sure that she put the needle all the way through. But see, you can see that this matches here and that matches here. And the seams line up. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get that one out of my way. No, I think I'm going to leave that one so I can leave the pin in that to keep it steady. I'm going to get that one out of my way. I'm going to line this up. This tip, I want 1 inch. So that not the material, the tip is going to go here. And I'm going to line this up perfectly level. Actually, I should do it over this way. And so you can see better. Do you see that? We've got this for a guide, which I don't usually have. But since I have this for a guide, I am going to use it. This is 1 inch here, and I'm going to draw a line with my ruler. I'm going to draw a chalk line across here. 1 inch. Are you seeing that? Yes. Okay, now I moved it. I've got to get back. 1 inch. The tip is in the center. See those dots? I'm lining that tip up with those dots. And I'm lining the ruler up across with this line. And this is not going to show up. Maybe I can get this to work. Okay, I'm going to pin that so it won't come loose. I'm going to take my other side. Oh, it came unpinned. It came undone. Now I've got to do it again. Matching that seam up with that other seam. I'm laying it down. I'm actually cheating. I don't have this on most of my projects, but I'm cheating by using this for a guide also. So this is my point. This is exactly an inch down. My point is lined up right with that. I'm coming down 1 inch. I don't have that perfectly straight. Hold on. I'm making sure that this, see where this comes, it kind of, I'm using these kind of as a guide. All right, I think this is good. Now, where I've drawn that chalk line, we're going to go over to the sewing machine and sew across it. I like the back tack on these, and I didn't over here. I messed up. I just want to go back over here and back tack because I didn't. So I'm just going to go backwards. Very important that you get the edges done. I'm going to do the same thing to this one. I'm sewing right across my chalk line. I pin out. This is where I stitched it, and this is where I'm going to cut it, right on this side of the stitch. In one of my videos, I actually cut it on the line. Make sure you don't do that. Okay. There we go. I'm going to turn this out and let you see. Oh, that's not straight. And that's not straight. Where did I go wrong? Maybe I didn't cut it. Oh, I just didn't cut it straight. Maybe I should turn it inside out. I mean, right side out and look at it. It's not straight because I didn't cut it straight. Sorry. But that won't matter. Where I sewed it is what matters. There you go. It's straight. It was just where I didn't cut it straight. See that? See, now that gives you width. What this does is gives you a width to your tote bag. So it doesn't just, it's not just flat. Now you've got width, length, width for you to put something in without it bulging up your material. Okay? This width will hold a BYNV and a Fossilized Customs, believe it or not, or any other books or anything else that you want to carry. So there you have it, folks. I'm going to finish the other part, and we'll put the liner together. All right? Thank you very much for watching, and I hope that you've had an enjoyable time doing this. My next project is gift bags, and I need to get this finished, so we're going to move right along on this, okay? Remember to give thanks to Yahushua for all your abilities and all the things that you do. And